It's an amazing time to be a superhero fan, unless you have a Zack Snyder lower back tattoo. Even the MCU is making a comeback, and those good vibes definitely extend to video games, as there are currently at least 15 new superhero games on the horizon, and it's not just Marvel and DC heroes coming to your consoles. So today, I'm breaking down the ones to watch out for, and I'll include some exciting unannounced projects that we know about through either job postings or industry insiders. Starting with Marvel. EA has kind of been treated unfairly. Say what you will about their multiplayer live service games, but they've been churning out a steady supply of really good single player games for years now, totally free from microtransactions or even season passes, and they're giving us potentially 3 new Marvel projects. Previously, EA confirmed the reports by several industry insiders by revealing single player games based on Iron Man and Black Panther. Both games are open world action RPGs built in the new Unreal Engine 5. Iron Man is being developed by Motive, who previously did the critically acclaimed Dead Space remake, and Black Panther is being developed by new studio Cliffhanger Games. No story details are currently known as of now, but according to famous insider Jeff Grubb, the Black Panther game will have players creating a new character that is taking over after the death of the previous Panther. EA, however, has a third Marvel game in very early development as part of the 3-game deal they signed with Disney. There was concern it may be canceled after EA's round of layoffs, which included the cancellation of a Mandalorian game from Respawn, but so far EA has remained committed to their Marvel titles. Last we heard, the game was in such early development, a hero had not been chosen yet, so it's anyone's guess who they might pick, but I'd say Thor, Hulk, and Daredevil have the best odds. As usual, Insomniac Games has been very busy. In addition to 2023 smash hit Marvel Spider-Man 2, they've been working hard to bring us Marvel's Wolverine, which was first announced back in 2021. Production, of course, ran into some obstacles recently with that brutal cyber attack that led to most of the game being leaked. But Insomniac remains committed to getting the game out, though estimates now place the release window at 2026 instead of 25. That's not all though. As previously confirmed by Jeff Grubb, Insomniac is moving forward with a spin-off game in the style of Miles Morales based on Peter Parker's most famous op. Not much is known officially about the game, but there is a massive amount of unreleased Venom content that didn't make it into Spider-Man 2 that could be repurposed for this spin-off. The main story also teased the possibility of Venom's return when they showed Kraven the Hunter cut off Venom's tongue, which is how a Venom symbiote variant was created in the comics. Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson are expected to be the new host. Honorable mention, of course, to Marvel Spider-Man 3. That game is still a long way off, but is in the planning stages. The game is set to introduce a third spider hero in the form of Cindy Moon, aka Silk. And we will see the Insomniac Universe debut of Green Goblin, as well as the return of Dr. Octavius, one of the only surviving members of the Sinister Six, after they got deleted by Kraven, mostly off screen. We also have some studios dropping one-off Marvel projects. Chinese publisher NetEase recently announced Marvel Rivals, a 6v6 hero shooter that, as of recording this, is having a closed alpha test that allows fans to get their hands on the game early while providing valuable feedback to shape the full release. So far, reviews for the game have been very positive, with people loving the chaotic battles, costumes, and wide roster of heroes and villains. The only negative so far has been the leak of an early draft of a contract given to select content creators in their creator program, and some pretty ridiculous bans, which included myself and podcast partner Jay Shockblast, who were kicked from that creator program during our live stream because we interviewed industry insider Miller Ross. But a Marvel Rivals rep found out what happened and quickly cleaned up the situation. They apologized to us personally behind the scenes, unbanned us, and released a statement. I'm glad this is all resolved quickly because the game has a lot of potential. The alpha test is for PC only, but the game is expected to announce versions for the PS5 and Xbox Series later on. If you didn't get an invite to the test, keys are being given away all the time, so look out for those key giveaways on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch if you want a chance to play your favorite Marvel heroes like Doctor Strange and Black Panther. Speaking of the King of Wakanda, Amy Hennig, one of the greatest writers in the history of the industry, surprised everyone after leaving Naughty Dog and joining Skydance New Media to produce a new Marvel game. The writer of your favorite Uncharted games this time has penned a World War II era adventure starring Captain America and Black Panther, but this Panther is Azuri, the grandfather of T'Challa, and the game shocked.
Get back here, Shocker!
everyone with its lifelike visuals, showing off the power of Unreal Engine 5. The game will also include playable sections with Nanali, a Wakandan spy, and Gabriel Jones, member of the legendary Howling Commandos. Xbox finally got into the superhero business after previously rejecting the chance to make Marvel games with Insomniac by dropping the trailer for Marvel's Blade. This will be another third-person action game, but is being developed by Arkane Lyon, the developers of Deathloop and Dishonored, as you can see from the art style. They should be getting some help from former Prey developer Arkane Austin, who was recently shut down while still working on the disastrous Redfall. Some of the staff have been moved to help with other projects, and fortunately Blade has not been cancelled, so development will continue. The platform hasn't been confirmed, but while the Insomniac games are PlayStation exclusive, Marvel's Blade will likely be multi-platform based on the new direction Microsoft took when they surrendered the console wars and left the Xbox crying into their Phil Spencer body pillows. Marvel's competitor DC has also got an offering of games coming up, though not nearly as many so far. Back in 2021, we got the world premiere trailer for Wonder Woman by the team behind the Middle-earth games, Monolith Productions. They will be bringing their famous Nemesis system to the island of Themyscira in a single-player open-world action game. According to one insider, there will be dynamic combat that incorporates Wonder Woman's lasso, but she won't be able to fly, at least not in the early game, similar to Diana's live-action portrayal. The game hasn't had a new trailer since 2021, but should get an update soon, as WB has dedicated even more resources to this project by having WB Games Montreal help out as a support studio, so keep an eye on Summer Game Fest. Speaking of the Gotham Knights and Arkham Origins studio, they have their own DC game in development. Job postings went out for this a few years ago, with insiders believing this to be an open-world Superman game built in Unreal Engine 5. The project has yet to be announced, and it doesn't even have a creative director yet, as a bunch of high-level staff left the company at the same time in 2023. But they still have a team working on it, while the others help with Wonder Woman. The Arkham universe is expanding again, but not in the way most people were expecting. WB recently dropped a surprise trailer for Batman Arkham Shadow, a new game set to release in 2024 that appears like it may take place during the timeline between Origins and Asylum, with the Ratcatcher teased in the trailer as the main villain. But the game will be VR exclusive, releasing on the Quest 3, which definitely made some fans less excited, but is being made by the same studio behind the popular Iron Man VR. So if you have a Quest 3, you're probably pretty happy right now. But if you haven't gotten one yet, it might be worth considering picking up this new Batman game in late 2024 when it launches, because the holiday season is when everything goes on sale. Batman Arkham Shadow is confirmed to be getting a full presentation during Summer Game Fest, and I'm looking forward to seeing gameplay. This next DC game isn't as huge as a Batman or Superman game, but is still highly anticipated by fans. The Wolf Among Us 2 is on the way. This is the latest game from popular graphic adventure game studio Telltale, and is based on the DC Comics series Fables. The Wolf Among Us 2 was originally scheduled to release in 2023, but was delayed in order to upgrade the game to the latest Unreal Engine 5, which the developers have promised will be worth the effort. The Wolf Among Us 2 is expected to release later in 2024, so once again look out for an announcement during Summer Game Fest season. We've got 3 other superhero games releasing as well, but they aren't based on Marvel or DC. Nonetheless, 2 of them are adaptations of some huge franchises. The first is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. This is being developed by Black Forest Games through THQ Nordic and the Embracer Group, which is where the trouble began. The game got a teaser trailer last year, with fans extremely excited about a God of War type of action RPG based on the popular Last Ronin comic series. Unfortunately, the collapse of the Embracer Group resulted in Black Forest Games having to lay off 50% of its staff, leading many to assume the game may be cancelled or delayed indefinitely. Fortunately, we got a ray of hope from the head of Black Forest Games, who replied to a fan on Twitter teasing that the game is still alive. Hopefully that means an official update later this year. The next superhero game is actually totally original. Capes is an upcoming superhero game from independent studio Spitfire Interactive, best known for their work on Hand of Fate. The game takes place in a dystopian city where the villains have won and outlawed the development of superpowers. Players must assemble a team of heroes to fight the bad guys and save the city. Capes is a turn-based strategy game, so if you're a fan of Marvel's Midnight Suns, my personal favorite game of 2022, Capes might be worth checking out. The game is releasing May 29th on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Last but certainly not least is the third superhero game based on Skybound Entertainment recently announced they were developing a AAA game based on the popular comic series that became an even bigger sensation after getting an Amazon adaptation. The AAA Invincible Game was revealed as part of a funding campaign on the website Republic, where the team went into detail about some of what to expect from the game and the development process, while giving fans and investors the opportunity to get in on the ground floor. All we know is that there will be some sort of competitive mode, and we'll get to explore new characters and stories through DLC expansions. This game is definitely several years away, but I look forward to more updates.
But wait!
This isn't an entirely new game, but there is a huge update coming from last year's biggest superhero release, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Click the video on screen to learn more.